So I'm here with Simon from Outdoor Agencies, who's going to show us the latest and greatest in cooking utensils. Is that right?
Absolutely. Let's have a look. Optimus have been making cookware since 1899, so they're pretty good at it. So the latest in convenient cooking is certainly butane, propane gas cooking, and this little guy here is the Crux Lite. So let's just see how easy it is to start it up. We use these fire starters, which in fact you can dip them in water and still light a fire. So it doesn't matter if your matches get wet. So turn him on, strike that on, and away it goes.
Straight away?
Yep, straight away. So it really roars, okay? So this puts out 10,000 BTU, which is it's about the same heat as you get out of one of your gas burners at home if you've got like a 4-burner gas stove at home.
Okay.
So pretty efficient for cooking. And you can also turn it right down.
So it's controlled gourmet cooking in the bush, basically.
Absolutely.
What are the ideal conditions for this? I mean, different cookers are for different outdoor uses and I suppose geographies and weather conditions. Where would you use this one?
This is all about convenience. So butane cylinders, they only burn for about 60 minutes on full. However, rarely do you have it on full unless you're just trying to boil water. So, I mean, they're really easy to operate. You simply screw the stove top onto a cylinder, like so, and light it. So it's really easy. There's no priming, there's no liquid fuels, there's no mucking around. And it's really quite safe as well. And there's another little version, the Crux Lite, which actually folds down as well. So it's got a folding mechanism in it.
So popular with lightweight backpackers?
Absolutely, absolutely. This stove here only weighs 72 grams on its own. Okay? So the actual stove unit is 72 grams. It's the lightest weight butane stove on the market.
Great. And what kind of price point are we talking?
The stoves are $95 for the Crux Lite and $119 for the folding Crux. Yep. And really very easy. As your first stove, it's a great stove because it's so easy to operate. As long as you have availability of the gas.
Right.
Yep. And you can use different brands of gas, Coleman, Covia, Optimus. It's all similar mix. One of the restrictions with butane is you really need to buy it in a camping or outdoor store, and you shouldn't fly, or you can't fly with it. Yep. They won't let you on.
So availability in places Latin America, if we're going there, Himalayas, if we're going there?
Not so good. You'd probably be wanting to look at a liquid fuel stove if you're heading off to outside of Australia.
Okay. So great for the Australian conditions, widely available.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay. All right. So if you are heading off to India or Nepal or South America, somewhere where you can't get these butane cylinders, there's no camping shops necessarily. This guy here can burn unleaded petrol, kerosene, shellite, or even diesel. Okay, so pretty much anywhere you go in the world, you can get one of those fuels. So it's incredibly available. So what you need to do is you've got a liquid in here. What you need to do is get some pressure inside the bottle. So pump it about 30 times. So I'll just do some pumping.
Right.
While
pump away.
You talk.
Well, I just ad-lib. I ad-lib a little. Yeah. Okay. Let's go. What are the downsides of something like this? Is it heavier or is it?
It's slightly more complex to get going. So it's actually a bit of an art to use a stove like this. It's a bit fiddly. It's a bit more fiddly. There are more moving parts, so there's more maintenance involved.
Right.
But that's probably it. Overall, if you're going to use a stove often and in different countries around the world, it's certainly the way to go.
Okay.
Yep. So hopefully we've got some pressure going there now. Make sure that's on. And what we do now is we need to prime the stove. So what we do here is let some liquid out into the base of the stove.
Okay, so the liquid's coming through.
You can see it coming through there, and you hear the hiss.
Yes.
Now we get our fire starter. Away we go. So you get a flame going. Yeah. So you need to be careful if you're inside a tent, obviously.
Yes. Okay. So that's another, you've got to be very careful inside a tent.
Absolutely. You don't want to be burning the house down.
Okay.
Yeah, not a good look. So away we go. So what's happening here is, what we're trying to do is turn the liquid into a gas. So what we're doing is preheating the valve house here.
Okay.
So what we've got are these brass fins here. So the flame is going up and heating up these brass fins that are down inside there. And that heats up the valve house in a really nice way. So just before your flame goes out, you can turn it on, the control valve there.
Right.
And it splutters away a bit.
But that's all normal, the sputtering's normal?
Absolutely. Until it's up to full operating temperature, you can get some spluttering. And it depends on what sort of fuel you're using too. Like a shellite or unleaded petrol is quite a clean fuel, so it should burn quite cleanly. Diesel will chug along a bit more.
I was going to say, so there is a difference in the intensities depending on the fuel?
Yeah, it's a bit easier to operate with a cleaner fuel.
Okay.
Yeah. If you do get any carbon build-up, say you are burning diesel and you get a bit of carbon buildup, all you do is slide this magnetic tool under the burner. And that actually, what that does is there's a little prick, a little needle inside the valve,
right,
and it goes up and down. Okay, so it actually cleans the jet.
Okay.
So you can do that while you're cooking,
yep,
which is quite neat. If it goes out, you just spark it again and away it goes.
Right.
Yep.
And is this, so is this mountaineering? Is this backcountry?
This is, yeah, absolutely mountaineering, melting snow. You know, you'll get about 2.5 hours out of a fuel bottle this size. Okay, so it's, yeah, they're very efficient and really quite easy to use. Yep. Okay. So what happens? So you cook. When you finish cooking, you just simply flip the fuel bottle over.
Okay, and it's clearly labelled on off.
Yeah, correct. So what happens there is we're going from the on position, where you've got the fuel tube sucking fuel out of the bottom of the fuel bottle, to the off position, where you've got the fuel tube sucking air out of the top of the bottle.
Right.
And what happens is it's going to suck all the fuel out of the fuel hose here, and it's going to suck all the pressure out of the bottle,
right,
so that you end up with no pressure and no fuel. So it's safe to disconnect the.
And then ready to go for next time. And ready to pack it at that stage.
Absolutely. Yep. Yeah. Let it cool down. Obviously, fold it up, and you're good to go. Yep. You can also get a maintenance kit. So maintenance kits are available with all the spare bits and pieces, and that tool, with that tool, you can totally rebuild the stove.
Right.
Yeah. So that'll go out in a second, I hope.
You're not going to ad-lib again, Simon. There you go.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
So it's now sucking all the pressure out of the bottle.
Okay.
Yep. So
and what kind of price point are we talking about to get the entire setup?
Yep, it's $349 for the stove.
Okay.
Okay. And the gas bottles are sold separately.
Okay. Moving on.
Yep. Okay. From there, it's really good to get a little cook set. Okay, so what you can do is get this little Terra weekend cook set, and you can team it up with a cylinder, put your stove in, little titanium folding spork here, which is ultra light, a fire starter, all goes inside there, lid goes on.
And there it is.
That's all you need for 2 people for a 2-week bushwalk. Sorry, a 2-day bushwalk. If you Google Optimus stoves, it's all there. There's a good website there. .com.se. It's in Sweden.
Okay,
yep.
so it's optimus.com.se.
Correct. Yep.
Beautiful.
Yep.
Okay. Is that everything?
That's it, Chris.
Okay. Brilliant. Thanks very much, Simon. I appreciate your time.